I think it's been uh, almost 5 years since I last made a video. Um, a lot has happened, obviously, in those 5 years. I'm 30 now. I have been on and somewhat off of testosterone for going on 8 years. I think it's been coming on 8 years since I had top surgery. The last time I made an update, I think I had put a bit of a pause on any more like transition sort of surgeries or decisions. Really, I was feeling pretty good about where I was at, and for the most part I still do feel pretty good about where I'm at. I'm happy with the choices that I've made and where my body's at. I've done a lot of growing and maturing, like mentally and just as a person, outside of what it means to be a man in a gender sense. And like, I don't know, I guess transitioning stopped being as important as I was just going on with living my life fairly comfortable in my own skin, and with how I was navigating the world. In 2019, I ended up going ahead with pursuing a hysterectomy in preparation for lower surgery. I was not 100% solid on what the procedures would be for lower surgery at the time, but I knew that hysterectomy was a prerequisite for what I wanted. So I had that done in 2019 summer, and then obviously we all know the next year COVID hit, and so it's just been dealing with the pandemic since. A lot of surgeons got backed up with their wait lists and stuff, and I ended up I met someone new also that year, broke up with my ex, and took some time to, I don't know, just I guess explore myself as a single person a little bit. But then I met my current partner not long before I had my hysterectomy, in fact, and they ended up like being with me through that whole process, and we became really good friends, and then eventually more than friends, and this spring we actually got married. And so that's one of the really big things that's happened in the last 5 years. I feel like I've grown a lot, and there's been a lot more to my life than just transition. And I don't know, I guess I felt like it was too much to really kind of explain, and I wasn't sure how much to get into or how much I wanted to say, and so kind of gave up the idea of really making videos anymore. But back when I first started it, I kind of like talked about how there was a pattern of trans guys like making a lot of update videos in their first few years and then just dropping off the face of the earth, and I said I didn't want to be one of those, and then I turned into one of those. And I guess I understand it now why that happens. But I figured I would at least give an update, and so here I am. So yeah, hysterectomy in 2019, and then the next year my wife and I bought an RV and quit our jobs and hit the road and just became nomads. A year into that, we lost our RV in a fire, and in the time of recovering from that loss, obviously I lost my testosterone in that fire, and we were not in the state of where I received health care, and just caught up in all of the chaos and stress of what it's like to lose everything you own in a fire. Like, testosterone was low priority, and survival was really the main thing that mattered. And I ended up going a little over a year without testosterone, and fortunately I had my ovaries left in when I had my hysterectomy, and so I was like, my health was just fine without testosterone, and mentally actually I felt okay, and that was something I didn't really expect. Like, I feel like I don't need testosterone to feel like myself. And so yeah, I had a year and some months without it, and then I kind of got to the point of, deciding which procedures I wanted as far as laser surgery goes, and felt like I had gotten to a point where I really needed it, and so I restarted testosterone in preparation for surgery. I've decided to go with Dr. Nikolovsky in Syracuse, New York. He typically specializes in urethral repairs, and he does a host of things, but urethras are kind of like what he focuses on, and having urethral lengthening is one of the things that I'm having included in my surgery, and so I kind of figured I would start with a surgeon who knew his way around urethras. I've had an over a Zoom consult with him, I think back in March, and then I had to fly into New York and have a in-person consult, which happened in April, at which time I was able to actually schedule surgery for August. So I have my surgery date, and we're in the midst of kind of just getting all the logistics worked out. I'll be staying at Sarah's house for part of the time, at friends and family for part of the time. So yeah, I'll be having metodioplasty with urethral lengthening, vaginectomy, and scrotoplasty. The plan is to stay in the area for about 5 or 6 weeks, and then my wife and I will make the trip back home, and I will hopefully not really be thinking about transition stuff again after that. Like, I feel like this will be my final step in physically transitioning my corporeal self, and exercising my autonomy, and yeah, I don't know, I guess I feel pretty complete as is, and like, I felt a lot more peace about my body as I get closer to surgery, and knowing that I will have some final changes that I feel will be the last ones I'll need. So that's happening in August, and then that should be it. I maybe will need some sort of follow-up surgery, but that's to be determined. So as of now, I'm just living my life. My wife and I live in the Southwest, and we're like settled here and engaged in the community. I have a job I feel really passionate about. She has a job she feels really passionate about. And like, I'm just happy and living life, and like, I recognize that is the primary reason I think that trans guys stop making updates, because like, transition stuff is not necessarily always ongoing, and like, at some point you're just living your life and not having things to update that are in regards to gender. Personally, I feel like my gender experience has ended up more complex than I thought it would be back in the day, but I'm also at peace with that too, and I don't I don't currently feel the need to explain that to the world because I've got me, and I'm like, the people in my life, for the most part, like, understand where I'm at and respect and support where I'm at, and so I'm just living my life and feeling like content with the decisions I've made, and I'm feeling at peace with the decisions I've made that are still yet to happen. So that's basically what I've got for now. I think I'm coming on to 9 years of being out as trans, and to really do those 9 years justice would take more than just a 10-minute video, I guess. So I'm gonna stop it here.